Hello, second grade, and welcome to our lesson on inches, feet, and yard. We're going to be relating them to each other, which means we're going to see how many inches equal a foot, how many inches equal a yard, and the same for the other measurement length. We're going to warm up our brains today with a problem of the day. Which tool would be better to measure the length of a classroom floor, a ruler or a yardstick? Now, if we remember, a ruler is 12 inches, so I'll try to do a scale. A yardstick is the same length as 3 rulers stacked on top of each other. So this would be 1 yardstick. And I tried to show that it would be the same as 3 rulers. Which one would make the most sense to measure a floor with? Well, I hope you said yardstick, because you would need fewer yardsticks to measure with than rulers. It makes the most sense to use as a tool. It says the basketball hoop is 10 feet tall. Jenna is 3 feet tall. How much taller is the basketball hoop? So when it's comparing lengths and wants to know how much taller, we need to compare. So here's our basketball hoop. I'm going to draw a little picture. We know it's 10 feet. And Jenna, here she is, my best I can, she's 3 feet. We need to find the difference, so how much taller the hoop is. So we will do 10 minus 3 equals 7. It is 7 feet taller. Tara's book is 8 inches long. Tara's desk is 24 inches long. How much longer is her desk? Well, here's her desk, and it's 24 inches. And then her book, I'll draw her book on top of it, try to line it up, is 8 inches. Her desk is a lot longer, so we're going to have to subtract. 24 minus 8. Oop, we need to regroup. More on the floor. Go next door. Borrow 10 more, so 4 becomes 14. 14 take away 8. It is 16 inches longer. Which of the following lengths is the longest? So we want to know longest. First thing that we need to check is what they're measuring with. It looks like all of them are yards, so that's good. If it was said inches or feet, we would have to make them all the same to be able to measure. The longest length is going to be the largest number. So we have 2, 22, 12, and 20. Well, 2 is pretty small. 22 is pretty big, but I'll keep it just in case. Oh, 22 is for sure bigger than 20, so our answer is 22 yards is the longest of those lengths. Now that our brain is warmed up, we're going to look at the relationship between inches, feet, and yard. We know that a ruler is 12 inches. 1 ruler is the same as 1 foot. I put FT for foot. That's the short way of saying it, like IN is the short one for inches. We know that a foot is 12 inches, and we know that a yardstick is 3 rulers. Boop. Try my best. If we have 3 rulers, it's like having 3 groups of 12. It would be 12 plus 12 plus 12, which gives us 36. So a yardstick is 36 inches, or because each ruler is a foot, 3 feet in length, where all of it together is also 1 yardstick. YD stands for yard. There were a lot of different connections. If you have the cutout rulers that I attached the other lesson, you would probably see that you taped 3 rulers together. Each one was a foot long. So there's your 3 feet. The whole yardstick together is a yard, and the inches are going to be the itty bitty tiny lines that go all the way until there's 36 of them. All right, let's keep on moving. Well, a few questions here that I think are important to look at is, let's put them in order from longest to shortest. It would be yards, feet, inches. I think that's important to remember, or shortest to longest, inches, feet, yards. Measure the length of your teacher's desk. Record the length in the units below. We can't see, but I brought a tape measure with me because I don't have a yardstick at home, and I'm measuring the desk I'm recording this lesson on. My desk is 39 inches long. So I'm going to write 39. It wants to know what the length in feet is. This is where it gets a little tricky. So we're going to look down, and I know 39. Well, I wish I could show you my yardstick, because whenever it gets to 12 inches, it marks it as a foot. So when I measured the 39 inches, it showed me it's 3 feet, and then I'm going to count the inch marks to the end, because there was some extra left over. So it's 3 feet and 1, 2, 3 inches. 3 feet, and there's different ways of writing it. You can say it's 3 out of 12, or you could say it is 1/4, or you could say 3 feet and 3 inches. It'll probably be easiest to show the relation with feet and inches instead of using fractions, because we haven't quite gotten to the fractions yet. So which tool did you use to measure the desk? I used a tape measure. If you have one at home, I recommend using a tape measure. Now we have a word problem to explore, so I'm going to get my highlighter out so I can write down that important information. A swimming pool. Swimming pool A is 5 feet deep. Swimming pool B is 14 feet deep. Swimming pool C is 10 feet deep. List the pools from order to deepest to most shallow. So shallow means not deep. It's the opposite of deep. So we want the largest pool to the smallest pool. So I'm just going to start by drawing them out. So I have A is 5 feet deep. So I'm going to go, this is probably 5. B is 14 feet deep. So that's pretty big. A lot deeper. And pool C is 10 feet. So not quite as long as that one, but a little longer. So now we can see the measurement. Sometimes drawing it out, it doesn't have to be completely accurate, can give us a good clue of what order we want to put them in. The other clue is to take the number. 14 is the biggest number, so it is the deepest pool. So it's B, then the next largest number is 10, so then we're going to put C, and after that we get to 5 feet, which is the shallowest pool, the most shallow. So the order is B, C, A, from deepest to most shallow. Remember, drawing pictures always help us visualize, especially with measurement, but also just looking at the numbers can help tell us a lot too. So for today, as you get started, you're going to start by measuring different objects and then changing it to feet, like how I did my desk earlier. I already measured my desk, so you should measure the desk that you're working on. Mine was 39 inches, or 3 feet, and then I'm going to put 3 inches next to it, because I don't want to forget those 3 inches. The inches of the bookcase, so I'm going to measure my bookcase right now. I have my tape measure. It is 30 inches exactly, which if I want to turn that into feet, I would use my tape measure, and I would find where it marks off feet. It's 2 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. I don't know if you heard my tape measure retracting as I did that. Now it wants to know the door, the width of it, not how tall it is, but just the base of the door. The base of my door here is, it is exactly 24 inches, which means it is exactly 2 feet. I can't wait to see if your measurements are close to mine or different, or if any of yours are exact like my door was, or if others went over and you had to use some extra measuring to put those inches in. So for today's math, we're going to use different units of length to measure the same object. So this hockey stick is 48 inches long. It is also the same as saying it is 4 feet long. Helpful hints are 12 inches equals 1 foot, 3 feet equal 1 yard. I might make a little key for yourself and put that on the side of your work so you're able to, what they call it, convert the different lengths. So you would measure the object and you would tell me how many feet it is, but then also how many yards. That's a little different. So my desk, if we go back to that example, we can also kind of estimate instead of doing the fractions or inches and feet. Makes it a little bit easier because my desk was 39 inches, and we don't even have an inches option, but I do know it was a little over 3 feet. So I'm going to put 3 feet. That's actually pretty easy for this conversion because we know 3 feet equals a yard. So we're going to put 1 yard. Measure the objects that you can. If you don't have certain ones at home, like this has a blackboard or a whiteboard, if you don't have one, you can cross it off and do a similar object. But try your best to find objects that are the same or close to those ones. All right, I'm going to leave you with today's question on the Talk Math here. I want you to think about this and try your best to answer it as you go through the next few questions. If there are 12 inches in 1 foot and 3 feet in a yard, how many inches are in a yard? If you were paying attention, I answered this question a little earlier in the lesson. So let me know down in the comments if you caught that. How many inches are in 1 yard? All right, 2nd grade, I believe in you. You've got this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.